ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Well, hey everybody, welcome to the first Roundtable Talks of Pride. Happy Pride! Happy June! How are you, fam? How's all my people doing? It's so great to be with you. I'm so excited for this special first edition of the Roundtable for Pride. And we have some really special guests. We're going to be talking about 1,000 Nights of Judy with Justin Elizabeth Sayre. We're going to be talking about a brand new show called Love and Science, which is running right now at New York City Center with Jonathan Burke and Matt Walker. And if you're watching this, you can be checking me out. I'll be everywhere during Pride. We will be celebrating and having amazing shows right here. That's my schedule. If you want to know more about my schedule, all you have to do is go to my website or Instagram. Go to robertbannon.com. How easy is that? Right there. Boom. Bam. And we have events for you all week long. Go to our YouTube page and like, share, comment, subscribe, click the notification button. Kaylin Allen, Angelica Ross, Mercury Stardust, David Archuleta. We have some Michael Urie. So many great people are going to be here. Plus, we're taking the road trip round table. We're going to Detroit and we're going to be talking to Judys. We're going to be talking to Andrew Christensen. We're going to be talking to ladies from RuPaul's Drag Race, a whole bunch of stuff all this entire month long. I'm going to give you the best content with my people. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm really excited to get started. How about we talk about a little love and science? How about we talk about Jonathan Burke, Matt Walker, and a brand new show that's coming to New York City? When I heard about New York City Center Stage 2 has a new production that's been read and talked about, and it's finally on its feet. It's called Love and Science, and it's running right now all the way until July 6th, and you have to get your tickets before it opens and becomes the talk of the town. It's the most important story and has two amazing performers. We have Jonathan. We didn't see him on a red carpet today. He's here. He's here. And we have Matt Walker and Jonathan Burke are here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
It's so nice to talk to you both, especially as we are about to enter into June, as we into Pride, and we sometimes take for granted the kind of lineage and where everyone's, where queer people stand on the backs and on the work of some amazing people. And this is a story, an idea that I never even thought about. So how did you get introduced to this, Jonathan?
Oh, well, I actually did a reading of this play last year that was brought to me by my agents. But at that time, I was playing a different role in the play. Oddly enough, I was playing Jean-Michel Basquiat, believe it or not, which is no longer a character in the play. So it was a long journey with the piece in that it's developed a lot, as you can tell, because that character no longer exists. It was a supporting role in the play. And then they, decided that they want to streamline the story more and focus more on the story between Matt and Jeff. And so then they reached back out later asking if I was interested in the Jeff role. And here I am today. So.
And you're here and you guys are about to open and this is quite the moment. Matt, how about you? When did you get introduced to this project and what were your thoughts when you got the chance to read it?
Yeah, totally. So I actually met the playwright David Glass shortly after graduating from college, and I was cast in a couple of readings of a previous play that he wrote. And although that play didn't end up being produced, we definitely bonded over our shared interests and pursuit of both science and theater. And I remember him telling me the idea for this play based really on his own experience in New York in the 80s as a scientist. He was a postdoctoral fellow at Columbia, which is also where I'm in school right now as a grad student. And he started sending me drafts over COVID, and first of just of Act One, and then of the whole play, and we discuss it. And he'd continue writing and assembled casts at various points for different readings. Many characters were cut, such as Basquiat, unfortunately. Maybe they'll come back in future iterations. You never know. But yeah, I guess I've been involved pretty early on from the first drafts of the first act of the play.
Well, it's super exciting. Jonathan, you are no stranger to work that is in this genre, in this vein. If it's Inheritance, if it's Choir Boy, they all live within queer stories being told. Why this story in particular, and why now?
Well, I think it's never too late to tell a story about this time period because it's still something that is affecting us today. That thing being HIV/AIDS, and how 40 years later, or 2 years now, I suppose, around that amount of time, there's still no cure. So it's always relevant. It's always important to get the message out about this specific topic. And for me, I just think it's really important to share queer stories as often as possible because it's so underrepresented in the media across the board. So anytime I get a chance to do that, I'm here for it.
Yes, and you do, and you do it beautifully. Matt, I have to say, I'm a little, and when you read your bio, I feel like the dumbest person in the world. Juilliard to Harvard to PhD at Columbia. What did your parents think when you decided to go to Juilliard? What did they think when you decided to become a scientist? And
My parents? Yeah.
you study like, I don't know, what you study, what, neuroscience?
I did study neuroscience in college. I've actually shifted away from neuroscience. Now I'm really interested in genetics, which I'm so passionate about as well. I think
Slacker.
it's like
Matt,
the
you're a
future of
slacker.
medicine. Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
really love
nothing
both
with
of these
that.
things. I love science, I love acting. I'm trying to keep them both alive for as long as possible. And lucky to have parents that support that and friends and family. I feel like at some stage I may have to choose for a longer period of time to do one thing, but trying to avoid that for now.
But that's what makes actually this play special too, is that you see the story of HIV and AIDS through a scientific lens, which is something I've really never seen. You usually see it, from a personal experience, and this combines both. So you do get the personal experience of people dealing with it, but you also get the other side of it, which what were the scientists and doctors dealing with at that time, which is really fascinating to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you talk about what they were dealing with, your playwright, Jonathan, when you got to see and hear the words, and it's based on a true story. What is it like to be able to take this story that is lived at New York Medical College and then to Columbia and really study and be at the cusp of where this pandemic started?
Oh, I don't take it lightly at all. I think it's such a privilege to have someone that's so knowledgeable about that time period in the room with us daily and literally is a scientist, so he knows what he's talking about. So I use him as much as Matt too, as a resource in learning more about all the details and the scientific aspect of it all. So it's been really, really great to have him there. And I feel a responsibility to tell that story right, because it's a story that many people truly live through, especially the playwright himself.
I can't say it better than that. Matt, you both have to work very closely, and you have this amazing cast of other actors that are on stage with you every night. How do you get through the kind of a vulnerable, emotional life that this show is, and deal with one another? What has it been like in the rehearsal process and getting it up on its feet with the casts and creatives?
Yeah, it's been a really wonderful process. It's always pretty intimidating going into a new play. You never know what to expect, building a company for the first time. Thankfully, we've had readings with many of the actors who are involved at this stage, but still, it is a very vulnerable process, as you said. And we were lucky to have a director and writer that made it a very safe space to explore these this very intense time period and very impactful story that was often and still is nightly difficult to tell this story and to go through the journey of the play. But yeah, it's been a really, really wonderful environment so far.
Well, if anything goes wrong, you're the person that's got the most expertise in them. They just look right to you. You'll save the whole show.
Spell out those scientific words for me if I forget.
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan, how do you deal with such a heavy subject matter? And the other, The Inheritance is like 72 hours long. We just had Matthew Lopez here, and he talked about writing it and what it was like to get that on its feet. How do you protect your heart and your spirit when you do something that lives in such a heavy space when you walk off the stage?
Yeah, well, thankfully, like Matt was saying, I'm surrounded by people that are very generous and kind, and we have a lot of fun outside of the dark moments that may happen on stage. There's a lot of laughter and joy, so I find myself clinging to that. And when I'm done taking myself to the gym, I love to work out. That clears my mind, releases a lot of endorphins, and like that energy gets dissipated in another way, or just watching something silly on TV. I just have to find a way to just kind of let it go. But we have a lot of fun in the play as well.
Mhm.
So it's not all heavy the whole time, which is life. And that's what's so beautiful about it, because, these people weren't sad every second, every day of their lives. They're going through a tough time, and you have to find ways to get yourself out of that as a human being. And that's what these characters are trying to do as well. Especially Jeff. He's really looking to live his life to the fullest in the midst of this dark hour, and trying to inspire Matt, the Matt character, to also do so.
Yeah, the play really is at its heart this love story, even though there is a lot of science, and hopefully people will take things away from the play that they hadn't thought about before about science, viruses, this time period. It's not really meant to be a didactic, story. It's really just a love story about these two characters falling in love at this time period. We're both very tuned into the science of this virus. So there is a lot of lightness there as well.
It is so moving to me to be able to see represented queer love stories and stories that are just look like all different types of people, different gender, sexualities, backgrounds, all put together on stage. It's so vital to younger people to be able to see it represented and to remember what happened, because I'm born in 1983. I grew up in the after school specials of Magic Johnson and AIDS and HIV. And it was such a, and nowadays, I teach in New Jersey. They don't know. They have no idea about what it's been through. They have no knowledge about it. It's a forgotten thing to a younger generation. So thanks to your work, because this puts a light to so many people who don't have an understanding about it. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
When you are on stage and when you're living this experience, what do you hope that the audience, Jonathan, takes away when the show ends and the curtain comes down and you walk off that stage?
One of the biggest things that I want people to take away is hope, that there is still hope for change, hope for a cure, hope that the people that have been infected by this can still live their lives to the fullest. It is not a death sentence anymore. Thank God. There has been progress. We need more progress. Please continue to help in any way that you can, to donate. There's Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which I'm going to be a part of Broadway Bears this year, by the way.
Let's go. Come on.
So come check that out. Donate to these causes so that, the next play that is written is about the cure that was found. I mean, what a play. I can't wait for that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And donate. I'm sure if you go to his Instagram, you could donate to Broadway Cares and go to Broadway Bears, and it's a night, everybody.
June 18th. Get there.
Matt, what do you hope people walk away when you walk off that stage with?
Yeah, gosh, definitely the hope. That was really beautifully said, Jonathan. Also, as science, I think as a scientist, I hope people walk away with some appreciation for the real importance of basic research. That's one of the coolest parts of this play that I don't think people appreciate really, is that scientists have been working on retroviruses, this type of virus that HIV is, and scientists had been working on that for years before HIV appeared. And many people in the scientific community and in the general public really looked down on that research because no one thought it was applicable to humans, because there were no retroviruses that could infect humans. And then HIV appears, and suddenly we have a retrovirus that's infecting and killing humans. And this research that had been kind of diminished and made fun of became immediately important overnight and ended up paving the way for treatments and understanding of this new virus. So that's something I'm really passionate about, and I hope people leave the play with some sort of increased appreciation for just the importance of basic biological research that may not have an immediate, medical application, but you really never know where it will lead down the line.
Well, yeah, every invention, every medical advancement that we take for granted, there's a team of people that have dedicated their life to really make that happen. I don't think I even thought about that until, Matt, you're so smart. I can't. But scientists and art kind of go together, because you're improving lives. It's improving art and science and medicine and all of the things. They're all things that make us feel good, that make us better and show humanity and make us be here. So the ministry that you both have taken on in your lives. We're so grateful for, because we get to be witness to all of the work that you're doing. So I am excited. I have my tickets. I firmed that up today. So you got to
Great.
just go to loveandscienceplay.com. You can get your tickets. New York City Center, stage 2. New York City Center is where all the fun things. You got go there and go see some fun, new, original work that's so vital and important. Especially this month and every month, really. But congratulations. I'm so excited for this show to open and for you to share this with the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are too.
Now through July 6th. Get there.
July 6th, get your tickets right now. All you got to do, again, is just loveandscienceplay.com. I will see you on a red carpet sometime soon. And Matt, I will see you at the show.
Sounds good. See you there.
Thank you both so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. See you.
Well, everybody, our next guest, every year for, I don't know, 11 years, there's been an event of a night of 1,000 Judies. Can you imagine? A night of 1,000 Judy garlands. And it's only at Joe's Pub, where I think the coolest art is going on. And we have the amazing Justin Elizabeth Sayre is going to be here to tell us all about it. And I'm really excited. It's June 12th, 7 p.m. And it benefits the Ali Fournier Center for LGBT homeless youth. We're going to hear all about it. Justin, welcome.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
You are quite the multitasker. You do a little bit of everything.
Sure, it's been said, yes.
All you have to do is put in the Google Schmoogle your name, and there's books and television shows and plays and all the things.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I'm very lucky. I get to do a lot of different kinds of art, so I'm very happy.
Where did the idea come for a night of 1,000 Judies?
Well, I'd done a comedy variety show called The Meeting for about 8 or 9 years, and every month as part of that show, we would celebrate a different gay icon. The show was very much based around community and coming together as a community. So at the end of every season, we always wanted to give back. We always wanted to make sure that that last show in June was some sort of charitable event. Judy Garland was born and died in June, and it's Pride Month. So I felt like you have to celebrate the greatest gay icon of all. And this was a way to create a charitable event around Judy Garland. So Night of 1,000 Judies was born. And 11 years later, we're still doing it.
11 years later, you're still doing it. If you want more information, you can go to the website. You can go to publictheater.org. But you guys sell tickets. Like you all are an event.
We are indeed. We are indeed. We're very lucky. And all the proceeds go towards the Ali Fournier Center, which is an amazing organization here in New York City that house and assist homeless LGBT youth. And it's incredible work. And it's really an honor to still get to work with them and make some of the great work they're doing possible.
What an organization. If you don't know about them, just also Google them and look them up. Here is it's a night of 1,000 Judies honoring Judy Garland, written and hosted by you, Justin Elizabeth.
Oh, always.
And it's benefiting the Ali Fournier Center. And we have a list and a lineup of Broadway and stage's bests that are ready for you. Can you, Lauren Patton, Julie Banco, Telly Leong, Tiala Reid, I don't know, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15 more?
Oh, absolutely. And it's always, what's great about this show is it's a tribute show, but it's not, it's never feels like an impersonation or us trying to step in for Judy. We really try to allow performers and find performers who want to take on the material and do it in a new, fun, and interesting way. You know, we're not here to kind of, if you want to hear Judy Garland sing, go home and listen to her sing. You're here to celebrate what this icon means to you and what this amazing person meant to you and meant to your community. So it's really an allowance for a lot of performers to take on the material and give us a new spin on it, give us a new interesting way they see it. And I think it's something that always, even if you see the same song year after year, I mean, somebody's always going to sing The Man That Got Away because you can't, you got to do the hits, you know. Um, but it every year it comes in a new way. It comes in a new package. It comes in a new interpretation, and that's exciting to me. Year after year, even 11 years in, I'm still kind of wondering and hoping and excited to see what the new performances are going to be.
I have my tickets. It's going to be a fun time. It is.
Oh, marvelous!
I am a Night of Thousand Judy newbie. I have never,
Oh, good.
so I'm excited to hear the music and see these amazing performers and benefit this amazing organization. Did you ever imagine when you first started this that it would grow into such the yearly event that it has become?
I had great hopes for it. I had great hopes for it. I really felt like it was something different and it was something new, and I felt like it gave people an allowance to kind of just celebrate ourselves in a really interesting way. I I think the other part that I'm, and I know I've kind of said this before, but I think it bears repeating. It was always the dream to kind of give back.
Mm.
So, you know, there's so many pride events during June that feel like it's people celebrating us, and you know, you get a lovely kind of happy pride from your bank, but what are they, you know, they're not giving you any money. So this was kind of a great way to celebrate us, celebrate art that matters to us, but also give back to something very vital in our community. And I think homeless LGBT kids in New York City need our help more than ever, because I think with everything going on in the country right now and all these draconian laws that are being passed against kids all over the country, I think you're going to see a lot more kids coming to New York, and they need help. And the Ali Fournet Center, year after year, in new and improved ways, is always trying to assist that community, and it's incredible.
I was shocked. Here, I'm a fake New Yorker. I'm across the George Washington Bridge in Fort Lee. Don't judge me.
Oh, you're fair. It's fair. It's fair.
There's a homeless LGBT shelter in Jersey City, New Jersey, run by an organization called Hyacinth. And we live in our naive bubble sometimes, where 15 minutes down the road there are dozens and dozens of youth that have nowhere to live. There are hundreds, thousands of homeless LGBT youth, and we don't. It's not on the front page of the
Yeah.
news. It's not spoken about, and it's just swept under the rug. And the fact that you're using your platform and this to light and fundraise is really, the work of Ali.
Oh, thank you. But really, they're the ones. The Ali Fournet Center are the ones that are doing it. We're just putting on a show, you know.
Well, that's important too. Well,
Absolutely.
besides this event, I mean, we have all seen or watched some of your work. If it's Two Broke Girls, if it's Cool Kids, if the plays and the cabaret work, and I was reading your bio, and someone described you once as Oscar Wilde meets Whoopi Goldberg. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you consider yourself? What do you call yourself? How do you describe what you do?
I typically start out with that I'm a writer. That it all kind of comes from writing. It's all generative in that way. But the writing is where it lives, but it takes on many forms. The playwriting, I'm going in October. I'm going out to do a play of mine in LA. We're workshopping 2 plays this summer. I'm working on another book. I'm doing this, and we just launched Pride Anthems, which is uh, a kind of uh, cabaret show through the last 50 years of Pride, from the Stonewall riots to the beginning to present day, celebrating the music that has really touched this generation. And that's working with Pride Live and IMG artists to open the new visitor center at the Stonewall that will open next year, right at the Stonewall National Monument. So that's really great. Um, Doing a lot of work trying to get some other projects started and working on some podcasts and all sorts of things, just fingers in lots of pots.
Yes.
So trying to make a lot of art.
Well, when everyone opened Pride Anthem the other week or last week, the buzz is out there, so make sure you look for it. You have
Yes.
quite the cast of performers in that as well.
Yeah, I'm very lucky, and I have been very lucky that a lot of very talented people, even after all these years, still want to work with me. So I get a lot of phone calls get answered, which I think is a nice way of, oh, people still, want to make things happen.
Well, before we let you go, can you tell us a little bit about Gay to Z and the book that is out and
Oh,
where we can get it?
sure. Well, Gay to Z developed because during the meeting, I was always getting a lot of emails from young people asking, how do you know all this stuff about gay culture? How do you know about this stuff? And I was like, well, I'm just a nerd and I'm very lonely. So that's why I know a lot. But I developed it into a show, and then the lovely people at Chronicle saw the show and said, would you ever think about developing into a book? So about 2 years later, here we have From Gay to Z. It's 250,000 words long. It's lots of entries, all different kinds of queer people, places, things, lots of nouns. And it's a great quick read if you're curious about who these amazing people were and how you fit into it. Because I think more so than anything, it's the beginning of a conversation and a gift to people saying, there's so much queer art, go make some more.
Oh, I'm Amazoning this right as we
Oh, I'm
speak
so glad.
because I think it's amazing to just be able to pick up the book, go through it, and find out all of these and support other queer artists that are out there and through history.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's something to really kind of I think it's just a rich history that opens you up and makes you understand that you're not alone in this current moment. There have been so many people trying to make great stuff and continue to make great stuff. It puts you on the radar of other things, and I think that's really important.
Well, this year in particular, all the years, but this year with over 500 laws, bills written to oppress the LGBTQIA plus community, etc., and all that is facing us in the legislative and society world. The work that you're doing and the work that a lot of other artists are doing is really what is the life force and saving lives every single day, because we see the representation in what is being done, and that's so powerful.
Absolutely. It really matters. And it matters that we talk about these things. It matters that we offer these lifelines in any way we can. You doing your show, me doing my shows. These are whether we realize it in the moment or now, they become bastions for people to feel seen. And right now, when so many people would like to dismiss us, it's really more important than ever.
Than ever. So I stand with you. I'm ready to
There
march.
you go.
I'm marching into Pride with you. If you want to find information for A Night of 1,000 Judies, it's coming Monday, June 12th at 7 o'clock at Joe's Pub. And as you can follow on the Instagram, there you can follow Justin Elizabeth right there, and you can
Surely.
grab the book From Gay to Z wherever books are sold and stay up to date on whatever they have up their sleeve next. We'll be watching and we'll be waiting.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to meeting you and seeing you on the 12th. I'll be there.
Oh, wonderful. We look forward to having you.
Thank you so much. Have the best
Thanks.
day. Have it, everybody. It was a great show, great times. Justin is amazing. Love and Science sounds amazing. I can't wait to check it out. I got to go check out both events. If you want to know more information, like I said, just go to Instagram or follow us on YouTube. We'll be here every single Thursday celebrating pride, equality, and love is love is love is for all. But more than love is love, protect your LGBTQIA plus family and friends. A good ally is somebody who is not only a friend, but a defender of our rights. All people deserve to be happy, and all people deserve to love one another. This is Robert Bannon saying, Happy Pride, the best is yet to come. Thanks for being here, everybody. See you again every Thursday live and every week for the Roundtable Talks. Bye.